Hello and welcome back to Hyperplay RPG. We've been round the block with emulation consoles, tested and researched all of them, and we have a certified winner because one of our favourites is now at under £50, and yes, it is the Powkiddy X55. I know it's a surprise to us too. We always thought Powkiddy just produced very cheap, tacky emulation consoles that'd fall to pieces in your hands as soon as you looked at it, but the X55 is a different proposition, particularly the newer green version. The green model sorted out a bunch of issues with the controls, and that is the one to get. Now, you may have heard us say all this before, but we want to give you the full debrief as to why the Powkiddy X55 green model is the absolute best bang-to-buck proposition in emulation gaming. With two caveats which may make you think twice, but for a lot of people this is going to be a fantastic solution for a fraction of the price of the alternatives. So why do we love the X55 so much? It feels great in the hand, the buttons are serviceable, they don't need to be any better than they are, but it's that screen. What a beautiful screen, 5.5 inches, and you can tailor it how you want to. Our settings are on screen and they will provide the best visuals. The clarity, the saturation, the pixel perfectness of the X55 screen simply has to be seen to be believed. Then there's the functionality. Of course, this can play all the way up to PS1 absolutely perfectly, and PSP too, indeed at 2x resolution, 2 times the normal resolution. Then there's a superb ability to play ports via Portmaster, such as GTA Vice City. But let's get back to that screen, because it is a real game changer. There are a plethora of devices out there sporting 3.5-inch screens, and those are too small, certainly for our ancient eyes. So your Miu Minis, your Ambernic RG353s, the RG35XX line of devices by Ambernic. The screen's just too small for us, a lot of them, but the Powkiddy X55, wow. A lot of people think, why have a wide screen for playing systems up to PS1 when the games were produced in 4:3 aspect ratio, and this is the reason right here as we're showing you on screen. You get so much more of the picture. Yes, a bit of black bars on the side, but you're getting a huge increase in screen real estate. Yeah, not a word or a phrase we particularly like, but there you go. And this real estate just allows for a much bigger, blown up image, and when it's blown up it can still be pixel perfect with integer easy for us to say, integer scaling. Oh my goodness, integer scaling. Steady on there. Obviously I'm too excited and I can't hide it. Take Chrono Trigger on the SNES. Here it is, integer scaled all the way up, and there are settings, and look what we get. A bright, gloriously saturated 4.8-inch screen. Yes, a bit of black barrage on the side, but that is comparable to products that are £100 more expensive, and certainly blows the water from beneath, above and around the recently released RG406V, which only has 4 inches. And it gets better. Look at Final Fantasy VI Advance on the GBA. It almost takes up the entirety of the screen. Beautiful! Now, caveat one is you aren't going to get any PS2 or GameCube playability on this, but for under £50 that's to be expected. What you do get is the Gelos operating system, which is great, but comes with caveat number 2. It is pretty quirky. Now, the software kinks that have to be ironed out with the X55 are easily remediable, if that's the word, provided you're happy to tinker to download the latest operating system. We went for the 6th of February 2024 version of Gelos because that was the last one that was released prior to going over to Rocknix. There were teething issues with the subsequent Rocknix build, so we've stuck with the 6th of February 2024 Gelos build, and we've been playing Trails in the Sky, and that looks absolutely stunningly glorious on the X55, and as stated before, we play it at 2x resolution. Very easily done, and played through the game on that, and it just looked gorgeous. Anyway, back to those wrinkles. Nintendo 64, if you want to play Nintendo 64 games, you'll need to go into the settings and choose the Mupen 64 SA core with the RICE plugin. All that's in the menu already, but you won't be able to save state on N64 games using the Rice plugin. But if you go for that, then N64 games mostly run flawlessly. There is a commonly known issue of the battery only showing at 0% even when it's fully charged, sometimes no sound coming out. There are fixes for these, we've done videos. As long as you're happy to put in a little bit of legwork, you can fix these. It's a one and done situation. Absolutely fine. For the sound, you have to just go into RetroArch and change some settings, and that seems to fix the sound issue for the whole system. Change it from ALSA to Pulse. Now, another great thing about the X55 is its HDMI out. As I say, we've been playing Trails in the Sky, and to play PSP games on the TV in such a beautiful way is truly worthwhile and is worth the asking price alone. But again, another wrinkle, Bluetooth connections can be a bit patchy. With our SF30 Pro from 8-bit Do, we had to use the USB-C to USB-C connector. So that's a little bit fiddly, but again is worthwhile. So yes, there are some initial quirks, some teething problems, but once you sort them, you are in for a fantastic ride with the Powkiddy, and for under £50, it is definitely worth that little bit of effort. We are blissfully happy with ours, currently playing a modded version of Final Fantasy VI called Final Fantasy VI Antinomia, which took #1 spot in our recent ROM hacks. We loved playing through Trails first chapter, and we're going to go straight into Trails second chapter as well. So for everything up to and including PS1, N64 and PSP, do yourself a favour, get the Powkiddy X55. Links are in the description, and if this was helpful, please bung us a like. And if you haven't already, we'd love you to, well, you know what. In the meantime, take care, happy emulating, happy gaming, and all the best. Bye bye.